Hello and welcome back to the next part. And here again we want to dive into advanced DAX formulas. What we want to achieve actually is we want to create a chart which tells us what were actually the last products our specific customer has ordered. So how can we achieve this? At first, what we want to do is we want to create, let's say, a filter. So I click on this slicer here to create my filter, and then I go to my orders table, and within my orders table, and you can already see I got the same setup as we have had in the past, and in my orders table I'd like to select the customer company, okay, for my filters, and then I got my different kinds of customer companies here. And I can scroll all of them down, and then I can select one of them. So it's slicer or filter, right? So currently, of course, this doesn't do anything, and also I like to style this a little bit. Let's say that the items itself, let's make them a bit bigger so you can read them hopefully on the screen when you watch this video. Okay, so these are the customers, okay, and let's actually get rid of the header. We do not need it. Let's say now slice a header off, okay. Here we go. Now these are the customers. Now let's get into DAX. What we want to achieve, as I said before, we want to select now a specific customer here, and we want to know, okay, depending on what we select, what were actually the last items he or she ordered, okay? This specific customer company. And please note that this could be more than one item, because what we have in our data set, if I go to my orders table, I go to the orders table here, I can see, and you will see this in a moment as well, that a customer might have ordered within the last order several products, okay? And we want to find out, okay, which were actually the names of those products. So what we can do is, again, go into here, and now we will create our DAX measure, okay? So we will say, I'll go to modeling here and say new measure, and for this measure here, I will say this is the last activity, like that, and then I say is equal to, and now what I use is I'm using an iterator function, which is sum x, and within this function I need a table and an expression. So the first thing is, and the more important thing, is my table. So basically my table should only return the last date, okay? I want only the last date for this specific customer I select, and this specific date should then return me the orders of the products the customer ordered. So what I will do is, for a table, I'm using the top n function. So here returns a given number of top rows according to a specific expression. So select top n, and now I can say how many rows actually do I want to return? Well, I only want to return one row. So the last entry in our dataset when this specific customer I select ordered a product, okay, or several products depending on what the order looked like. Okay. And then what I want to do is I have to use the calculate table function, because remember, the calculate function helps us to change the filter context. The calculate table function helps us actually to change the filter context in a specific, or the whole table context, the filter context in the table. So what I will do is, for my table, I will say calculate a table, and now I will use the summarize function. So we need to create basically a virtual table within Power BI. So I can say summarize, and now I can specify the table itself. So the table will be the orders table. So within my orders table, I want to create actually a virtual table, and I will say within this virtual table, give me simply the orders date, okay? Orders, where is it? Orders date, here it is, down there. Because actually, as I said before, I want to have the last entry for my specific customer. So I want to summarize within the orders table. Give me, please, a virtual table with all the dates in this order table, and then I will, and this is why we need to put this in the calculate table function, because I will change actually within the summarize, within this virtual table, I will change now the filter context, and I will say I want to see all the products, okay? That's why I say specify here all, and I will say product name. So specify, give me all the product names. So basically, I'm creating this virtual table, but I want to return all the products' names. And because of this all here, because of changing the filter context, I need to wrap it in a calculate table function. So now I can close my all here, and then I can also close my calculate table function. Okay, and then I'm back actually in the top end function. So return the first entry within this table, which I now specified with a calculate table as well as a summarize. Again, the calculate table, because I changed the filter context with the all, because I want to see all product names. And now the order expression will be here, the order date. So in this case, it will be the date. Let me see. The date, order date. Here, there it is, orders, order date. I got it. And then I want to, of course, use descending, because I want the latest, so the last entry of the order state, of course, appear as my first entry. And this is why I choose only the first one. Okay, so I select descending here. Now I can close this. And finally, within the sum x, I need an expression. And here I will simply use my total sales. Okay, so where's the total sales? So here it is, total sales. Refer to this measure which we created, and then I can close this. And now I can simply press enter, and I got my last activity here as a calculated field or a measure. And now what I want to do is basically I want to now create a bar chart. So I can select a bar chart. Within this bar chart, put it up here. I want to see my last activity, and I want simply now use the order. Within the orders table, the products. So let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. And I got my product name. Here it is. And I can simply drag this to the values as well. Let me, no, sorry. Click on it, click on this, and here on the axis. Okay. And now I can see the last activity for the specific product. And of course now I can see everything. The reason simply is because I have not selected any customer here. So if I now select, for instance, Alfred's Futterkiste, so the first entry, if I select it, now you can see I got 2 entries here. So escargot de bourgeon, and I can't even spell this, but I got these 2 products here. And if I select another customer, for instance this one, I got 4 products. So again, why do I get 4 products? The reason is, just take a look at our measure. The last activity only should return 1 entry, right? But what it does actually, it returns 1 entry, which simply means it returns 1 date. So basically it returns now the last order the specific customer we choose has made, but this last order of course can have several products. So in our case, this Anna Trujillo ordered 4 different products within her last order, okay? The last order ID of her so contains those 4 products. So this is why you can see 4 here, and for Alfred's Futterkiste you can see, for instance, 2 entries. And let's actually format this. Let's say we want to the size is off, that's fine, but for the items, let's make this maybe the font color. Or let's actually go to as first selected, of course, and then turn data labels on. So data labels on, and now let's make those a little bit yeah, let's make them a little bigger, so hopefully you can see them now. 503 and 400, so those 2. Position inside end maybe, like that. Okay, and now I can see my, let's also actually style this. Let's say we want to get rid of the title, okay? And now we got all bars, so that's fine. And now of course we can switch those different kinds of customers and we see exactly what were his or her last order, okay? So go back in here and let's actually check this, because we can see now we have those 2 products, right? So this should be the last entries or the last orders of Alfred's Futterkiste. So we can simply check this by clicking to data view, and then we can say, okay, show me please the orders. That's fine. And now we have the option here actually to filter, like in an Excel table, if you know. We could simply say customer name, and I only want to see Alfred's Futterkiste. Can select it, click OK. And now we can see these are the entries we get. And now we can say, for instance, here we have different kinds of dates, right? And you can already see that the last date is the 9th of April in 2018. And if I go to the April 2018, let me take a look. Here's this one. This would be 1 entry. Or we can actually do it simpler. Deselect all and put this on. And you can see we got 2 entries here. So basically, the last order of Alfred's Futterkiste was on this date, this specific date. You can see it's the same order ID, and 2 products were ordered. And it's exactly this escargot and the other one which I'm not able to pronounce. Okay? So we got exactly, that's exactly what we get here. And this is true for all the customers. Okay? So no matter which customer we select, we always get his or her last order and the specific products. Okay? And of course also the value of the order. Okay. So that's it actually for this formula for the, if I go back for my last activity. So this would be a way how you can actually, with this formula, this would be a way how we can actually extract the last or the products from the last order a specific customer has made. Okay. So that's it actually for this video. So hopefully you learned a lot. Hopefully you can use this. As always, in case you got any questions, feel free to ask them. And thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for participating in my course. And hopefully see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.